Alright, Shalom. First, I'd like to begin by giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who ruled well. Peace and blessings to the men that push this word in sincerity and in truth. Right? To the elect, we say Shalom. To the sisters that listen, we say Shalom. Right? The brother Awad from the GMS Trinidad camp, from Great Millstone camp in Trinidad. Here to bring an edification to the house of David. And I'm pushing this lesson mainly for the elect. Before I do this, I just adjust my camera, my display. This phone have a tendency of cutting off. So I want to do a video on an article, on a news article. And an incident recently happened here in Trinidad and Tobago, like at least 3 days ago. Concerning a policeman and a Coast Guard in local Trinidad. So I'll read the article. It says policeman and Coast Guard member involved in shootout over a woman. I did a video concerning the woman, a couple of days ago. And this actually the spirit, because these women out here are the cause for a lot of deaths, a lot of murders, a lot of people getting put in the grave, a lot of men getting put to the grave. Alright, so it says a policeman and a member of the Coast Guard were both killed when they faced off over a woman in New Martin this morning. The names of the two men have been given as Constable Jomo Gulston and Coast Guard Sailor Jabari Francois. PC Gulston family denies that the shooting resulted from a love triangle and insists that he and the female involved were just friends. Right, so here where the whole incident came out from. It goes on. It says Gulston's brother said the woman even knows the policeman's wife, who is pregnant and had to be rushed to hospital this morning when she learned that he had been fatally shot. The brother said Jomo went out with a female friend and others last night and was dropping off the woman at her home in Diego Martin when they were confronted by Coast Guard Jabari Francois, with whom it is said she had a relationship. Right? So that is our next man involved. It says there was an argument during which the man had a shootout and the woman ran from the vehicle. Francis was shot once and died while PC Gulston drove off for a short distance before succumbing to his injuries. Homicide detectives are also investigating the murder of a Venezuelan national. Well, right. That's basically it. So, as you can see, the whole conflict and the whole tralala, what they say down here in Trinidad, is for the sake of a woman. Once again, the woman. This is the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and verse 9. It says, sit not at all with another man's wife. Now, this is a lesson to all of us, because in any situation we gotta be mindful, so I speaking to my own hurt, speaking to my own self. This lesson is for me first, because I work around females. I work around females who have their man or their husbands. In other words, we work together, So, and these women is women of the world, so they will talk all kind of talk, So you have to be mindful. So it says, sit not at all with another man's wife, nor sit down with her in thine arms. Right? It says, and spend not any money with her at thine wine. Right? So because a woman, when it comes to drinks or alcohol, woman can't hold the liquor. Right? A woman can't hold the liquor. It's easy for a woman to get seduced or raped or mistreated when she drink. Okay? It says, lest thine heart incline unto her, and so through thy desire thou fall into destruction. So, yeah. You start to converse with a man, wife, and you start to like her, whatever the case might be. And that way you go destroy your own soul. The book of Shootout 23. Because these women out there, and these women, and also you men, what the fuck, you men, you men, you're supposed to be more smart. You're supposed to be smarter than that out there, and basically like 2/3, a whole 2/3 men, the adulterous and a wicked and adulterous generation. You understand? It says it's like, yeah, you fight the struggle really. When it comes to you doing your videos, it always has some kind of disturbance. But anyhow, as I was saying, you men out here, you need to know, you need to be mindful. And especially brothers in us brothers in the truth, we had to be very mindful. When you approaching a woman, you see a girl like the first time I say, hey, you have a man? She have a man? Hey, you move on one time. Don't be dealing a bit. And she looking nice and whatever the case might be, because hey, we fall like great kings. What the fuck? If I phrase it the right way. If I phrase it the right way. I can't remember exactly what precept it is. I can't remember the precept. But anyway, there's the book of 1 Ezra chapter 4. And verse 15. It says, woman have borne the king. I wonder if it's, anyway, it says, alright, women have borne the king, and all the people that bear rule by sea and land, even of them came they, and did nourish them up that planted the vineyard from whence the wine cometh. These also make garments for men. These bringeth glory unto men, and without women cannot men be. Right, and this is the book of 1 Ezra, right? When I think the gods who was the god of Darius, right? This was the god of Darius, and the first one came up with drinks with what is the greatest drinks the king or drink wine, the king, or something else. No, wine, woman, and the king. But anyway, so that here for digression. Anyway, it says even of them came they, verse 17. These also make garments to men, these bringeth glory unto them, unto men, and without women cannot men be. Yea, if a man have gathered together gold and silver, or any other goodly thing, do they not love a woman which is comely in favor and beauty? And that is exactly what went on with these guys here. Because you going and have a gunplay a Wild West out for a woman, you a next guy and a next, two guys shoot out for a woman, especially two men of the service, and me first and an individual, a girl who I know, she know one of the individual personally, and she explained, although she wasn't there, she explained to me the situation, It says, verse 19, it says, and letting all these things go, do they not gape, and even with open mouth fix their eyes fast on her? And have not all men more desire unto her than unto silver or gold, or any goodly thing whatsoever? A man leaveth his own father that brought him up, and his own country, and cleaveth unto his wife. He sticketh not to spend his life with his wife, and remembereth neither father nor mother nor country. By this also ye must know that women have dominion over you. And this is not me. This shouldn't be. Woman is supposed to have dominion over you. In the scripture says, in the conclusion of all things, fear the Lord and obey the commandments. The Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshua is supposed to have a dominion over you. Because by you putting the Lord, you putting that over you, I mean you breaking the commandment of the Heavenly Father. Right? This is the book of Exodus chapter 20 and verse 3. It says, thou shalt have no other God before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness, or anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. And a woman can become your God. Right? And expect exactly what the book of 1 Ezra chapter 4 explaining there. It's explaining how a woman become a God, a woman become everything. You see? And that ain't supposed to be, because the Lord said to put nothing above him. Right? Back in the book of 1 Ezra chapter 4. Verse 21, verse 23. It says, yea, a man taketh his sword and goeth his way to rob and to steal, and sail upon the sea and upon the rivers, and looketh upon lion, and goeth in the darkness, and when he had stolen, spoiled, and robbed, he bringeth to his love. Wherefore a man loveth his wife better than father or mother. Yea, many there be that have run out of their wits for women, and become servants for their sake. Man may have perished, many also have perished, having erred and sinned for women. And now do ye not believe, is not the great king in the power? So yeah, basically that's it. It says, many have perished, and erred and sinful women. And this is exactly what we ought not to do in this shoot. Go off, because everything was written, aforetime was written for our learning. So we're supposed to learn from these things. The Lord wants us to learn. That is why He told them to write it down. Right? So I'll jump to the book of Sirach. Right? Sirach. Sirach 26. Sirach 26. 10. It says, if thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty. It says, watch over an impudent eye, and marvel not if she trespass against thee. She will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler. When he had found a fountain, and drink of every water near her. And that's exactly what this bitch did. Excuse my friend, that was exactly what this woman do. You had a woman, because these women these days, they say they have a man to pay the rent, right? They have a man to pay the water bill, they have a man to pay the light bill, they have a man to buy groceries, and that is something fun for them. And that is why you see all these women dying, being killed, being murdered, being burnt, being dumped at the side of the streets. Why? Because they're going off, right? They're playing. The scripture tells that jealousy is the rage of a man, right? So when a man find out, yeah, I thought I was really one and you with Tom, Dick and Hank, feelings going and get involved, and not only that, he started thinking about, hey, this bitch could get me sick. You see? She opened it right as a fountain, and drinketh up every water near her. By every hedge will she sit down, and open her quiver against every arrow. Right? Another type in the scripture say what? She opened what? She opened her quiver against every arrow, which means she opened her vagina. Right? That is a whore, and that is exactly what the chick did. She opened her quiver to both men. Right? This is the book of Sirach 23:16. It says, two sorts of men multiply sin, and the third will bring wrath. A hot mind is as a burning fire. It will never be quenched till it be consumed. A fornicator in the body of his flesh will he never cease till he had kindled a fire. Right? All bread is sweet to a whoremonger. He will not leave off till he die. He will not leave off till he die. And one of them died. As a matter of fact, both of them died. The two guys died. Right? Both of them died. Like Sparrow said, both of them. Proverbs 23:27. It says for a whore. I had to get this. I had to get this in the blue letter. Right? Proverbs 23:27. It says for a whore. My son, give me thy heart, and let thine eyes observe my ways. For a whore is a deep ditch, and a strange woman is a narrow pit. When you look up that word whore, it goes back to zana, which goes back, it says what? To commit fornication. Right? To commit fornication. To be a harlot. Right? To be a harlot. Play the harlot. Be a harlot. Act as a harlot, committing fornication, committing adultery, right? Which is having sex with the next man, which is having fornication goes back to like fornication goes back to solicit acts, right? You like having sex with animals and having anal sex and all these kind of things, like fornication, right? That's where you're going off, and that is where ISUPK say you can sex a woman in she butt, right? Them thing is going on like fornication, right? To commit adultery, right? Is you women having multiple husbands when your husband actually still alive. You're adulterer. Or a man having sex with a next man woman. That is adultery. So that when you go into that verse, Proverbs 23:27, it says a whore is a deep ditch, a deep pit, and that is it. A whore is a deep pit, and a strange woman, a foreigner, alien, a strange woman is a narrow pit, a narrow well, a narrow spring, and this in particular it's speaking about a woman. This is the book of Sirach. Sirach 25:24. It says, of the woman came the beginning of sin. As a matter of fact, verse 23 says, a wicked woman abideth the courage, make it her heavy countenance. Make it an heavy countenance, and a wounded heart. A woman that will not comfort her husband in distress, make it weak hands and feeble knees. Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. And exactly what went on there. Through her we all died, and these two guys, they end up dead. A policeman and Coast Guard member involved in shooting over a woman. So that is why this place had to go. That is why the Lord had to come and deliver us out of this kingdom, because it's out of order. Right? This kingdom out of order. So with that I give all praises and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Hashem Kakodash, the Valana the apostles of Great Millstone, who taught me this truth. As blessed and salutation to the men that push this word in sincerity and in all truth to the four corners. Say shalom to the house of David, to the sisters that listen and learn and be meek and be sheepish. And the word sheepish, which means to be awkward among strangers. And that is how a woman who have a husband, or basically how a woman in the truth supposed to be awkward among strangers. You and strangers, it's supposed to be buddy, especially if you're a husband. So with that I give all praises again to Abba Shem Shai Shalom.